Hey, welcome to the Stringjoy Show. I am Ryan. Last week we spoke with Ian Allison of Scott's Bass Lessons about the difference in scale lengths on basses and how that affects the sound and your playing and all of that kind of stuff. And that had me thinking about necks. And so I'm thinking about guitar necks, and there are three different kinds of guitar necks that are widely employed. We have a bolt-on, we have a set neck, and we have the neck through. And I'm gonna guess that you have a favorite out of those three. So let's pull them apart and discuss some of the advantages and disadvantages of each. Absolutely, one of the most popular kinds of necks is the bolt-on neck. We see them on Fenders, we see them on Stratocasters, we see them on Telecasters. So bolt-on necks came into prominence in the 50s when Leo Fender decided to start slapping them on Telecasters and Stratocasters. Now, from Leo's perspective, creating a guitar with a bolt-on neck solved a lot of problems. It's faster, it was less expensive. And on top, if you broke a neck, you're not out an entire guitar. You're just out a neck. You can take the other one out and swap another one, bolt it in. There you go. There's an attitude out there that I have been guilty of. And is that bolt-on necks are somehow lesser quality than set necks or through necks. $3,000 for a bolt-on guitar. Yeah, but the sound that a bolt-on neck creates has been used in a lot of very, very high-end guitars because it is a sound that we know and it's a sound that we like. Yeah, to my ears, a bolt-on neck just has a lot more snap to it. And even on the neck pickup. So one disadvantage of the bolt-on neck is if you didn't want that snap, that, if you wanted more of that Les Paul warmer sound, then this is not going to be the neck for you. Another thing that I can hear with my ears is that there is some loss of sustain compared to a set neck or a through neck. You do hear the notes starting to fall off a lot faster than you would. But that's not to say that there isn't sustain. There's plenty of sustain. But it's not like the Les Paul sustain where you can hold a note, go get a sandwich, and come back. Now, something people with ears far more fine-tuned than mine will say that there is actually some tonal loss because of the bolt-on neck. I don't necessarily know that I hear it, and maybe I do hear it and it doesn't bother me enough, but if you are a purist type who can hear that kind of thing, then you have probably never had any interest in a bolt-on neck. I didn't change anything on the amp at all. I just took a different guitar and plugged it in. What do we notice? First off, we notice a little bit more overdrive because these pickups here, quite a bit hotter. These are RAF pickups from Righteous Sound. The other thing that we notice is that the sound in general is very much warmer, a lot warmer than it was with the Tele. Set necks have been around for longer than bolt-on necks, but we typically think about them in guitars that are in this shape. And the way it is constructed is that the neck is very, very tightly set into a joint in the body and then glued in. Doesn't go anywhere. You get a lot of transference of vibration coming right through here, and that is awesome. And this method is the same method that they use for violins, for classical instruments, classical guitars, and things like that. So it's not a novel thing. This is something that has been around for a long time and is time tested. So as we mentioned before with the advantages, just the transference of sound and vibration up there gives you this just beautiful, big, warm sound. And that's on the bridge. Let's go up to the neck. As disadvantages go, first off, if you don't want that warm sound, that, you know, if you're going for that telly strat, real snappy sound, then this is not going to do it for you. The other disadvantage is purely practical. If you break anything on this neck, you are in for either a new guitar or a very, very, very expensive repair from someone who hopefully you trust. And the other thing is that while there is a lot of sustain in this guitar, there are guitars that have more sustain, and they have the neck through construction. If you want sustain, you are looking at a through neck design guitar. I have this one here on loan from Zounds. There are lots of neck through designs that are not lime green with a Floyd rose, but it is certainly something that has been adopted by the high-end shredder guitar market because of that sustain. So on these types of guitars, the neck, it's usually a 3-piece construction. So you have the neck and it goes all the way through. And this is your neck. And then we have an additional piece there, the wings as they refer to them. And neck through guitars is not a new concept. Rickenbacker was doing them in the 30s. So it's not like a brand new thing, but they are starting to get more popular now as time goes on. So advantages, first off, this is going to be more durable, more resilient because it's all one piece. These necks are far more stable than either the set neck or the bolt-on neck, and they don't warp as easily. And of course, as we talked about over and over again, the sustain, because this is all one piece of wood, so notes just ring out forever. Disadvantages of the neck through design are mostly practical. So this is not an expensive guitar, but if it had a bolt-on neck, it would be even less expensive. This obviously takes a lot more work than bolting on a neck, and you got to pay somebody to do that, so it costs extra. And the last disadvantage that I can think of, and it's again purely practical, is just that if this neck breaks, I don't know what you'd do, because it goes all the way through. So I'm sure there are some hotshot luthiers out there who have done some of these repairs and have some methods for it. I'm sure the cost of that is borderline cost prohibitive just because the amount of work that it takes, but I don't know. If you've ever had a through neck repaired, let me know below and let me know how much it cost you. I don't think I have any like real burning, passionate preference of one neck over the other. I will tell you that I play mostly bolt-ons because that was what I was raised playing. My first electric guitar was a Strat, and that's a sound that I know and a sound that I like. I have a lot of set necks, and I use set necks when I want to use a set neck. When I'm like, hey, I want to do something warmer. I want to do something beefier than my usual bolt-on thing. The only one I don't really have a lot of experience with is the through neck. And like I said, I had to borrow this guitar from Zounds just to do this. And that's where my homework, I think, starts. I think I need to get some more through neck guitars in here because I do really, really like the construction of it. I really like the sustain of it. It sounds cool. And just, you can feel it. You can feel the notes kind of acoustically coursing through the whole body of the guitar rather than just right here and kind of a break in between. So talk to me. Tell me below, what is your preference? Why? Or are you like me? You just want to have a little bit of everything and use it when it's necessary. And I am now gonna go plug this thing into a JCM 800 before I got to send it back because that's what this thing is for, and I'm excited to play with it. So until next time, I will see you when I see you.